We hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to bringing you more shows. Please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows and you will see the incredible lineup of genres and shows that we have for you. We are here to make a difference in your life. Thank you for listening. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Choose Positive Living here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. I'm your host, Sara Troy, and my wonderful guest here today, who's putting a beautiful Face Forward Summit, Busy Women's Guide to Radiant Beauty, is Lenka Wallace. I was very, very proud to be part of her summit, and it's all about, that face forward, finding our radiant beauty. What is our radiant beauty? Is it all external? Is it internal? What do we see when we look at ourselves in the morning, when we look in the mirror? Are we people, or especially women, that immediately become self-critical? Or are we actually seeing our inner beauty? Are we putting everybody else first and not ourselves, not taking time for ourselves and looking at our own needs? Are we putting ourselves at the bottom of the list? Are we busy professionals and busy women, and our own well-being is constantly being stretched? These are big questions that we need to ask ourselves. And she's brought together 21 super women to come together to share their knowledge, practical tips, proven to work strategies that will teach us how to have it all with the balance. So if you're a busy mama and you're looking to ignite your glow in this summit for you, then this is the one for you. And as I said, I was very, very proud to have been interviewed with her on this summit as well. And beauty, everybody thinks it's external, don't they, Lenka? But beauty is an inside job, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you to start. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. I am so honored to be here and share with your audience about what we do and how it all came about. So our summit is it's a huge project that I felt was, there was time for that. In my career, I work with a lot of women that you just described, busy professionals. They are moms, they are daughters of aging parents that they need to take care of. We have women who are sisters, obviously. They have families, they have extended families, they have their own friends that they want to go out and have a glass of wine with once in a while. They have their own hobbies, they go to yoga classes, and then they're also attending to all their children's activities like soccer and all that, dance classes. So these ladies that I work with on daily basis are juggling a lot of plates. And many times when we talk about the skincare, because that's what I work with them on, I teach them how to take care of the skin and how to look great and age nicely, gracefully.
Gracefully, big key there, gracefully.
Yes. So many times the conversation goes to, I don't have time. I just don't know how, around all that craziness that's going on, how do I create a routine that will be morning and evening routine, like you're asking me, and I just don't have time. And so we dig deeper, we go deeper than that. Okay, so it's not the question of time, because we all have 24/7, right? And some of us manage to do that and some of us don't. So it's not really question of time, it's a question of priority. And the priority is like, are you your own priority? How important are you to you? So that's where we usually go, and then it becomes much deeper conversation. And I felt like, since there's so many women who are facing the same problem, same issue with self-care and self-love and finding time for themselves and putting themselves first, I felt like it was important to bring together a panel of experts, wonderful experts, and share around this topic and see what kind of ideas or advice or maybe new points of view they can share with the audience, so that the audience then can go and pick whatever resonates with them, and they get to apply that to their own daily routine and figure it out. So it was a beautiful project. It was it still is. It's launching soon. We are still working on it and wrapping up on those interviews right now. And as you mentioned, we have over 21 wonderful experts, you being one of them.
Thank you.
And it's this beautiful experience of not only meeting all those experts, and I'm honored to be able to work with all of them, but also hearing all those different points of views. It creates this beautiful kaleidoscope, this beautiful rainbow of options. It's like a beautiful menu, because some come from medical backgrounds, some come from branding and marketing backgrounds, some come from style and beauty and makeup and skincare backgrounds, some are authors, some are podcasters, so there's a lot of different walks of life, but all of them has something important to say, and all of them have all these amazing ideas. So it's not like something I could come up with, because I just don't have that much expertise. I am not a doctor, and I am not a podcaster, and I am not a stylist, but I can invite women to watch that through, like they get to share, and through them I get to share more with our audience. So the idea was that we created a beautiful, beautiful product. You ladies are invited to tune in. We'll share that information with you, and everybody is welcome to enjoy. It's a free show.
And the beauty of it is this broad spectrum. It's a broad canvas, and the thing is that you look at the Dove commercials where they have all the different women of color, size, shape, and everything else. And this is the thing, there's beauty in every single one of us, no matter what shape we are, what color we are, what ethnicity we are. And the thing is, we've got to actually understand it's that beauty that comes from the inside out, but that doesn't mean you can't help your outside to match the beauty that's on the inside. We learn best from people who share their experiences, who, I did this made me feel this way. This is my tried and true, and I feel that. And it doesn't mean that every recipe is going to be for you, but the more you listen, you're going to take a tidbit from this and a tidbit from that, and concoct your own routine that's going to suit you, and you're going to feel so much better for it. So it's a question, as you said, of priority, but also learning to manage. But the first thing you've got to do is the time to listen. Listen to other people, and then extract the ingredients that you need and put it together. Because if you don't put yourself first, how are you going to be able to help anyone else when you are depleted?
Exactly. And one thing I wanted to point out is, through every single interview, doesn't matter what background the lady comes from, it all boils down to the same thing through every single interview. And it goes down to, do you love yourself?
Yeah.
And so the whole series became about the radiant beauty. And this is to answer your first question. The radiant beauty is a combination of the inside and out. So the outer image and the inside beauty, and the beauty radiates through. Actually, one of the experts described it beautifully, and she said, imagine like you have the colorful window, like the tinted glass, right? And if the light doesn't come through from the inside, you don't see those beautiful colors on the outside, right? So that was a beautiful, beautiful metaphor. And so it's our job to work on ourselves on the inside, really take away all the pains, all the trauma, work on that, let go of that, learn how to heal that. If you need to hire an expert, do that, and work on the stress and how to eliminate that, because nobody is the most beautiful when they're all stressed out and tired and they lack sleep. So it's a combination of all of that. It's a combination of how you eat and what you eat, how you feed your body, do you have energy, how you spend your time, how you plan for things to happen in your life. Do you have a plan? Do you have a structure? Exercise, right? All that comes to play. And then, of course, it's the beauty rituals on the outside. But most importantly, and it all goes down, it all starts, it would be impossible without us first loving ourselves and lovingly putting ourselves first. Yes.
And there's beauty in darkness, because in the darkness you can see clarity. A lot of people are afraid of the darkness. Now, the darkness that has you trapped where you can see no light, Yes, that, you know, that is a journey that you need to make towards that light to be revealed. But it's not all about being out in the bright light all the time, because that can be blinding. It's being able to go into those dark spaces and be at peace with it. And that's where the kind of the tranquility and the meditation and the silence and being still. And we know that people who are stressed out, full of anxiety, it leads to depression. It leads to high blood pressure. It leads to numerous other diseases. And so, and it most certainly shows on your face. So it, you know, learning one of the techniques that's going to suit you. Could it be yoga? Could, you know, forms of meditation? Is it a walk in nature? Is it just being still in silence? Is it listening to music? Is it getting up and dancing? What is it that you need to do to de-stress yourself and find that inner space where you feel at peace and at one with yourself? Because now any regime you're going to do is not going to be, you know, a daunting thing. It's going to be, oh yes, this is an extension to make me feel better.
I wish I knew all that I know today, all that I've learned through my experiences and from all our experts. I wish I knew that when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And what I would do with that back then, not only I would set myself up for success, but I would teach it to my mom, who I'm 45 today, and my mom, or not today, but right now.
Happy birthday.
No. I'm 45 at the time we are recording this beautiful interview. But what I was gonna say, when I was 20, if I knew that, my mom was 45 when she fell ill from stress, from honestly doubting herself and putting herself down all the time, not speaking up for herself, just living life unhappy. She got cancer, and at 45 my mom passed away. So she was as old as I am today. That was my point. And if I knew that when I was 20, and if I pushed that on my mom, like, really, you need to change, you need to heal those wounds, you need to stand up for yourself, you need to speak up at work when you're feeling stressed out because you're bullied, you know, all that stuff that she accumulated inside, she could have let go, and she could have still been with us today. So,
like, you know, cancer is an 80% an emotional disease that is manifested through that. And, you know, I lost my dad when he was 45. I was 11 at the time. And, you know, at the time, you kind of survive it. You're in survival mode, you know, when you're younger. But then it's later on that you really truly feel the loss, isn't it? The milestones in life. I wish they were there for that. And then you look back, it was stress that killed my dad. Part of it was from the wartime, you know, the post-traumatic stress, which they weren't allowed to have. But you know, for everyone, a woman who goes on and takes too much, who believes that she must be everything to everyone, that stress piles up and piles up and piles up until the body says, I can't take it anymore. This is why it's so important to put ourselves first, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. It's just healthy. And it's also bringing that when we do our own self-care rituals, when we do put ourselves first, when we let our husbands to give to us, when we're not the doers and the givers all the time, but we learn how to receive, when there is a balance in our lives, it ignites this beautiful glow inside of us, and the goddess steps out, right? And so that is very attractive to people around us, and that's what's going to make us even more successful than we are, because here we are building careers, building businesses, going for new clients, new customers, new coaching clients. We are going, which is very masculine energy. We need to learn how to reverse that, how to create balance, how to become feminine again, right?
The authentic confidence.
Yes.
Right. You know, people think confidence is that I'm confident in all my abilities. No, the authenticity is being confident in who you are as a person and that you are enough.
Yes, exactly. That's what it's about. That's where it's coming from, that feminine, that I am the queen, I am the goddess, and I'm ready to receive. And that's attractive. That's what's going to bring our new clients. That's what's going to make the career go boom. Amazing. So yeah, that's what's going to make you feel amazing and happy, and that's what's going to bring people to you. So
I think the important word here is permission. And depending on the culture and depending on the age, where you're brought up, this thing of women being sacrificial, has been part of cultures for so long. And now, yes, the Me Too movement and the, a woman is worth more, and we can stand in our own light and our own empowerment. That is now really opening up, and our next generation is going to benefit from that considerably. But there's still a lot of people that still need that permission to place value upon themselves, that it's okay to place self-love on themselves. It's okay for them to love themselves. They're so worried they're going to be egotistical and become narcissistic all of a sudden. That yes, everything is a balance, but you need to place value upon yourself and find that nurturing and love of you. It is something that is required for you to be able to share and give your gifts to other people. But first you must gift yourself.
And I'm so glad that you brought this up, because back in, I don't know, Middle Ages, even like
the 50s.
Yeah. Like back in time. I don't know exactly when, but remember when women were like living in sisterhoods and in tribes. Like women were getting together around the well to pull up the water and to like talk to each other. They were gathering together, they had time together, they went to the river to do the laundry, and they would be washing the laundry, and it was not just about the chores and washing the laundry, and it was about getting together
the
and
companionship, camaraderie,
discussing problems, who is facing what, help who, and what's going well, and what do we celebrate. And it was that. And these days we don't have that anymore. We are separated. We are on our social media, we are on our phones, although thank God for that. And at this point in time,
yes
isolation, we are
moderation. That's the thing, is if you are going to be on your devices, make sure you can still reach out to your sisterhood. And, a lot of people say, but I've got my own problems, I don't want to hear you griping. It's not griping, it's sharing. That's what sisterhood is all about. That's what brotherhood is all about. It's having those confidants where you can come with your problem and other people can help you work it out. And that's the village, isn't it? And I think in a lot of ways, we are so connected today through every means you can think of, but we're losing our connection and our ability to communicate.
Yes, there's something about that face-to-face contact. Like when I go out to grab wine with my girls and we are sitting in that booth, you cannot replace that by technology. You just can't.
No.
There is that face-to-face contact. We laugh at our jokes, we are making fun of crazy stuff that happened in our lives, and we just help each other feel better, and it's energetic, and you cannot just recreate it through texting. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, that should be the invitation. The texting is let's meet up. And right now, last night, I played Pictionary online through Zoom. It was my girlfriend's birthday, and her kids and my kids, we got together and we played Pictionary online, trying to draw pictures with a mouse. It's a little bit exasperating, but it was fun. And at this particular time, we have to reach out in any way we can. And you know what, when we are set free, and we have to be mindful of this and not go out and be stupid. Otherwise, we're just going to create this whole thing all over again. But when we do get out there, no words, just put your arms around someone and just give them a hug. That energetic love that you both need, heart to heart at the present time, is beyond words, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why we see so many people struggling these days with the
Yeah.
social distancing and us staying at home most
Mm.
of the time. People feel alone, people feel depressed, people feel anxious. People don't know how to deal with that because we do, by nature, we are human beings, we need a contact. So I sometimes I talk to my clients about that. And when I do, and there's a newsletter that I sent out recently around that topic. And people started reaching out and they're like, well, Solenka, so what's your idea? Like, how do I, if I just go to work all the time, that's what we do in the United States. We work all the time and we are busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are at work, or then I go home, I'm tired. I'm glad to just lay down and sleep. And then the next day is the same. Like,
Yeah.
how would I find people to hang out with? And that's a sad question, but there is a solution to that. I mean, if you are really just you in a city and working and just going home where you live by yourself, then there are meetups. Just find people based
Yes.
on your, whatever you love to do and enjoy doing, like whatever activity you prefer. Google it.
Yeah.
Find people in your area who love to get together around the same activity, and go hiking or go play chess or go read book in a book club, right? And just do it.
I'm a
Also,
coffee bar, because I
yeah,
work from home.
yeah.
So, at the present moment, my life isn't too different, except for I'm not being able to go out and meet my colleagues or go, sit at a coffee bar. Generally, I'm one of these people, wherever I go, I end up talking to someone and, you're meeting someone, and it might be just a moment, or it might be something that leads to something you don't know. The thing is to put yourself out there and just be friendly. Be
Yes.
open and willing to have a conversation. Now, if you've got somebody just puts their head down and doesn't want to communicate, fine. But you may find somebody that goes, oh, I'm dying for a conversation. And just it is a momentary conversation, or is something, let's meet again. But the thing is, we've got to put ourselves out there. And if you're too tired in the week from coming home from work, make sure it's a priority at the weekend.
Exactly. Or you could sign up for a class and
Yeah.
just go and get better at what you already are working on and meet new people through a new class. Or
Yes.
there's so many
There
options.
are. And the thing is, we have to be proactive in our own lives, don't we? That's the problem. I think we've because everything is coming to us so easily through devices, we forget that we really need to participate in our lives. When something is missing, first discover what it is that's missing. Then how are you going to go about to filling that gap? And of course, with your summit, with 21 people talking, and all of them are coming from a platform where they're talking not only from their expertise and what they've learned, but from their own life lessons, right? And from listening to these people, you're going to start feeling your own gap being filled in, or you've got the tools now in order to apply it. But if you're not willing to participate in your own life, it doesn't matter what we say, because it's
Mhm.
all about actionism, as I call it, taking action in your own life to making it what you want it to be.
Yes, absolutely. And we are all responsible for
Mm-hmm.
how our lives are playing out. There is so many people like to blame and like to be a victim.
Yeah.
Give it up, because we are creating our lives. I believe it 100%.
Yeah.
Whatever we think, that's what becomes our beliefs, that's what becomes our actions, that's what becomes our life, right? So just take action, take responsibility, take ownership over
Yeah.
your life, and create whatever you want. You can have whatever you want to have, you can be whoever you want to be, you just have to do it.
The summit's coming at a good time because people are still in isolation. And even if we're allowed to be going out gradually, we're still going to be encouraged to stay home as much as possible. And we need to listen. We need to listen. The only way to beat the curve, and to flatten that is by paying attention and understand distancing at the present moment is the main cure, because we're just not passing it on with each other. And I know everybody's, that's in the entrepreneurial world and the business world is affected by this right now. So people have had to think out of the box and, go to doing more things online, or, speaking to people over the phone. How has it affected you in your business right now?
My business is an online business, so for me it doesn't really change much. I still communicate with my clients like I used to before. I still coach people like I used to before. The beauty of my business is I can do it from wherever I am through phone. So didn't really affect me much.
Right.
But I do have more time, I have to say, because I do not commute as much.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm saving a lot of time by being home, not having to move around. And that extra time I spend I implemented yoga into my morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
So I do 30 to 45 minutes of yoga every single morning. That's something I didn't do before. And that makes me feel really, really good. I definitely recommend that to everybody. But it also gives me time to think more. And I'm a thinker. I like to read. I like to think. I like movies that make me think.
Yes,
So
yes, me too.
I like to be in my head a lot. I don't mind being by myself. So my mood has not been affected at all. I'm one of those lucky people
Yeah.
that does not struggle with this. I do not mind to be at home by myself at all. But makes me think, and I think a lot about my grandmother and how she lived her life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a story that's in my book. I described, I actually gave it 2 chapters. I spoke about my grandmother and my grandfather, because these are 2 people I grew up with when I was between ages 6 months and 3 years. So before I went to preschool, they raised me. And the reason why my grandmother was at home as a stay-at-home wife was because my grandfather, before I was born, like 2 to 3 years before I was born, he had a terrible car accident, or motorcycle accident actually, where he ended up being paralyzed from his neck down. So he was at home when I was born. That's how I met him, right? That's how I remember him. He was one room was his room, and that was like a hospital room almost. So from their bedroom they created his room where his hospital bed was, and my grandmother was taking care of him full time. So she fed him, she bathed him, she took care of him. And because he was unable to even speak, like he would be speaking some syllables, but you cannot make sense of it. Like there was the same syllables over and over again, right? So the way they communicated was by the tone of his voice, and whether he was angry or sad or happy, like he could communicate that through expression in his face, but not through words, and definitely not through his body. So she had to spend 24/7 with him, like she couldn't even leave. And then I was born, so she ended up taking care of the newborn and her disabled husband. And I often think of her and how she spent my grandpa died when I was 18. So 18 plus 3, 21 years, she took care of him like that. And I'm thinking, okay, so my grandma, this lifestyle that we all go crazy about, like most people have a lot of issues with and
Yes.
anxiety, and we've been home for a month.
Right.
My grandmother lived like that for 21 years.
Yes. No
Stuck
break.
at home. Like
Yeah.
her only trip was to the post office or to the grocery store, which was like 2 blocks away and back. Like 30 minutes later, she was home with her groceries. So it just puts things into
Yeah.
perspective. And it's how we approach the situation, how we look at the situation, and just let's be aware of the fact this is it's necessary. It's something we cannot avoid. It's unavoidable, but it's also only temporary, right? It's going to go away, hopefully sooner than later. But it's going to go away. And
But look at the gifts that
just have this hope. Yeah, go ahead.
But look at the gifts that it's giving you. You now have incorporated yoga that you didn't do before. Even though you mostly worked at home, you had a schedule, and now you're saying, well, I'm slowing down because everything else is slowing down, and that yoga is going to be a part of your practice now because you know how it makes you feel. I do my own podcasts every week, just of my own story, not just interviews, and I did one of hurry up and slow down. And when we look at us, especially in the Western world, we have our foot to the pedal all the time. Why are we so stressed? Why are we so overwrought? Why are we so overtired? Why are we so over everything? Because we've constantly got our foot to the pedal. And we've got to understand we weren't designed for that. We were designed to take, the steps forward. We have 4 gears for a reason, or 5 gears for a reason, right? And it's not for you just to get to the top one and just, it's about taking the side country road and appreciating the scenery. It's not about your destination on the highway and getting frustrated because everybody else is on the same road. So this is a gift of time that we've got right now, a time to reflect, a time to review, to renew, to change not only things in our own life, apply stuff that's going to make our own lives better and take that breath and slow down on what's important to us, but also how we contribute back into the world afterwards, because we can't come back and do the same old as before. And if we want change in the world, we've got to be the change, haven't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And this is something that I'm learning. It's all about the mindset. So you get to choose. You get to choose whether you'll be happy through it or whether you'll be sad through it. It's up to you. So maybe if you are facing one of those challenging times and maybe you feel depressed or you feel sad or you feel down, you feel anxious, try to shift your perspective and try to look at it from that angle of, yeah, here we are. And what can I learn from this? What was I missing that I was not seeing? Why am I feeling this way? Because I was not seeing something is stressing me out. It's something there's some sort of resistance, something I'm not seeing. So try to go deeper and try to discover why is it triggering you, and then work with that, work through that. And that's your gift. I believe honestly that there's so much good that's going to come out of this time.
I so agree with you on that. And this is a time to listen. You've got 21 people coming on, each of them around a half an hour. So that's a wonderful amount of time. And, not maybe everybody's addressing your topic, but again, until you listen, you don't know if they're addressing it. The thing is, they could be saying something, but you think, I don't need that. I'll skip that one. But, had you listened to it, you'd realize it's hitting something that you didn't even know that you needed to address. So this is why just sit back, or if you're going for a walk, headphones, and listen to it, or a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, just sit back and listen and maybe take notes. I'll go back and listen to something if it's gone an aha moment. The whole point of it, at the end of it, the whole thing that you're doing here is to shift people's perspective on themselves and what they can apply to themselves to make their lives better for them, because that in turn makes life better for everyone else.
Yes, exactly. Plus, there is another bonus to that. Every single one of these wonderful experts has a gift for the audience. So you don't get to know what the gift is until you listen to that interview all the way to the end, and that's where you find out. So you're going to get a lot of value out of learning new things, implementing new ideas, new tips, new ways of being into your life, and collecting on all those 21, well, more than 21 wonderful gifts.
And here's another thing. While you're still being isolated, you can listen to this while on Zoom with someone else. You can have a girl party, right? Let's listen to this episode today and then discuss it afterwards. Did it speak to you? What did it ignite in you? There's that sisterhood again, right? What did you all learn from that? Because then the response that each person has had over that particular summit, that particular call, is going to spark something else in someone else. Oh, I didn't know you felt that way. Oh, really? Gosh, no, I didn't know this. It made me feel this way. That's then that sisterhood you're talking about. So you don't have to listen to it on your own. Set up a Zoom meet, get your glass of wine, and listen to it together and take notes. Share afterwards. What did you learn from it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We encourage everyone to do that. It's going to bring people together and it's going to create a new conversation. And that was the whole goal of this show, to create a new conversation around how we are taking care of ourselves as women.
Yeah.
And how can we have it all? Because we can have it all.
Yeah.
We just have to know how. And
You know, you
that's
have book clubs. So this is
Mhm.
a summit club,
Exactly.
right? So
Exactly.
talk a little bit about your business
Mhm.
and what you do to serve people.
Yeah, so I am a beauty consultant, beauty and style consultant, and I am a skincare coach. So
Which I think is
I
evident by looking at you.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely have to say that the products that I work with and how I teach it definitely changed my skin. And that happened after I turned 40. I don't know why, if it was, I believe it was hormonal, but somewhere around 40, 41, these dark brown patches showed up on my face. And I was not sure what that was, but it was getting worse and worse. And I just couldn't get rid of it. So I tried everything. I tried everything that, like, the chemical peel and the IPL, the laser. That made it worse, by the way. I tried bleaching creams. There was this expensive 4 month skincare regimen that was really harsh, and you have to go through like 16 weeks of applying it, and your skin turns red, and then it peels, and then it peels again as it goes through certain you know changes, and then you end up 4 months later with a beautiful skin, like a baby gorgeous skin. But what they don't tell you is after those 4 months, you live with it for 6 months, and then
It all
to me,
reverts back.
it comes back, because
Yeah.
what happened, I did that during the summer, and so for the rest of the year until the winter it was great. But then with the spring next year, the sun came back, and all of these brown things were back,
Yeah.
and I was so
Yeah.
frustrated with that. And I was around the time where my friend reached out, and she told me about these skincare products that she worked with, and I just tried it because I was at the end of trying. I just couldn't figure out what it was that would help me, so I tried. I was like, sure, I'll try your products too, and they helped. They helped within 9 weeks, and the brown patches never came back. I'm still using the products, and so out of that excitement and out of that gratitude for someone finally solving my problem, I started sharing with people. And then I found out through social media how many of my girls, my friends, needed it because they had it too. And I would never know because they would cover it with makeup.
Right.
And it happens so many times when women have skin issues, whether it's acne or, we start seeing larger pores or dark circles or whatever it might be for you, we try to cover it up with makeup. But that's not the solution. No makeup will look as great as it could look if the skin underneath is not treated
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah. You
And
don't
that's
want your
how,
makeup to look like makeup.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's where I started to think like, oh, this is great. Well, let me help them. I just want to help them too. Like I've been helped, and that's how I started my business. And so I work with the women between 25 and 65. So anyone could be a client. There's always this conversation of, do I start the skincare when I'm in my 20s or my 30s, or when do I start? And I say as soon as you possibly can, because by taking care of your skin in your 20s, you are preventing and
Yes.
delaying those signs of aging later. You're going to save yourself so much pain and money and time later on if you start early. So definitely, like, it's fun. I love it. I always been, since I was a little girl, I always loved to do pretty projects and dress up my dolls and paint and draw. Like I was really good at painting and drawing, and I loved interior design for a while, and I was like obsessed with the runway show, right? Like the models and all that, and America's Model,
Yes.
and
Yes.
all these things that we watch on TV when we are in our early 20s.
I still
And
watch them.
yeah, so I always been drawn to like beauty, whatever it was connected to beauty. It was my thing. So I figured out this would be a great fit for me, and it really is, because when I speak about skincare and how to become, or even finding your own style, how to do your hair and nails, and all kinds of little tips and ideas for how to like beautify ourselves. It comes from my heart. I don't have to think twice what I'm gonna say or how, like, it's just coming, and it's coming, I don't know where from, but I'm just very passionate about this.
It's enhancing the beauty that you see within people. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I started moisturizing at 14, but I had a particularly
Mm-hmm.
dry skin. Those brown splotches you're talking about, they're photosensitivity. So if you didn't use sunscreen or anything else, you know, for me too, if the moment the spring and the summer comes out, it comes back out again, because once it's there, it comes back out again. And I'm a heavy sunscreener on the face and the neck most of the year round, because we forget, even on a dull day, those UV rays are coming in and they're, you know, destroying the skin. So taking care of our skin, you know, the new sexy is a fresh covered face, you know, a face that isn't wearing any makeup, that's looking radiant. And especially right now you know, with everybody in isolation, they're saying, I'm not wearing makeup, you know, and it's all about letting the skin breathe. And we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing the difference in people and their skin regiments. And that's really what we want, a healthy glow. Because
Health flow, yeah.
healthy isn't just, you know, I've got a pretty face, but without the bags, without this, without that, shows you are taking care of yourself. And if you're looking healthy, if you're looking vibrant, then people think you're going to bring that healthy vibrance to everything else that you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And healthy, healthy is the word here.
Yeah.
So what you want is to treat your body from the inside as well.
Yes.
So get enough sleep. You're gonna see a difference in your face if you
Yes.
sleep well. You need hydration, right? So you need to drink a lot of water, plenty of fluids throughout the day. You need great nutrition. You need to feed your body great, antioxidants, great stuff, healthy stuff. So the cells in your body can duplicate in the right way, in a healthy way. We need exercise. That's why I do yoga. That helps with, toning everything and keeping the skin nice and toned on my body.
And
I
keep you
do a
calm
lot.
and
Yeah.
and in the flow of life. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I love long showers, and I love to do, what do you call it? I don't even know what I'd call it. It's not body brushing. It's this tool I use, that's for self massage, and it's got
Hmm.
these deep nozzles
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
massaging your body, so that like it brings the blood flow to my
Right.
skin.
Yes.
There's so many little things we can do now that we are stuck at home, that like hair mask would be great, like thing to apply like once a week. Not every week we get to do that because
Right.
we just don't think about it, but now we can. Let's do it. Face masks, all that stuff.
And the
So
thing is that, you know, when you're doing it, like as you said, now you're doing yoga, you will continue to do that. And the
yeah.
thing is, you know, you've got the time to do the things right now. Make sure, oh, there's a beautiful hummingbird right out my window.
Oh.
Um, Make sure that when you get back into this new norm, that you keep these practices up. Give something else up that is just not necessary. You know, and this is another thing. People think, I've got to work this many hours a day. If you worked smarter,
Mm-hmm.
right, you wouldn't have to work longer, and then you'd have more time for yourself. Why are all these big, you know, business gurus and mentors and everything else there that are rich and famous? It's not that they put in more hours than everybody else does, right? It's just that they're more productive on the hours that they do. So this is not just a review of your lifestyle, you know, your work habits, how much attention you spend on yourself. And this is a complete invitation for a change, because again, when you are abundant inside and out, that abundance then just spreads to everyone else.
Yes, it does. And abundance of everything: love, abundance of health, abundance of money, abundance
Yeah.
of time, abundance of everything. Yeah. So
So
yeah,
radiance,
it's a
right?
radiance.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
You know, people have got, you know, beauty has got a bad rap. You know, I love, you know, watch America's Next Top Model and all of those things, and you know, because they take people in the raw stone, you know, and then polish it up and show them how to own it. There's no point in just slapping some makeup on someone and saying, now you're new. If they're not new from the inside out, it doesn't matter what you put on them. It's having them discover the beauty that is within them. And sometimes a beautiful makeup will go, I've never seen myself this way. I can be beautiful. And, it's also saying to other people, I'm respecting what you're seeing. This is a reflection of how I think of myself.
Yes, that actually was my experience when I went to Thailand last year. I was shocked by what I saw. We went to Bangkok, and when we went around the city, we took the city transportation, we went to the mall. Everywhere you looked, every single person, no matter how old they were, whether they're, men or women, doesn't matter. Everybody was very well put together, like beautifully, like you can tell, like hair groomed.
Yes.
I have not seen anyone who would be like, not cleaned up or nails done. They would wear very nice jewelry, nothing like too much, nothing crazy, just nice watch, nice pearl earrings or something. And they would be like very well dressed. And it's really hot and humid in Thailand. So all their clothes were like pressed. There was no wrinkles on it. And you can tell it's high quality clothing too. Clean shoes.
Yeah.
No worn out shoes, clean, nice, shoes, pretty bag. Like they pay attention to branding, so they like to wear designer stuff. And so you see that a lot around. But it just, like my experience with that was cleanliness and just really like you feel like those people spent time and they put thought into how they look. And so I asked about that, and that's exactly what the explanation was there's a philosophy that how I look is not for me. It's for everybody else to enjoy. And it would be very disrespectful of me if I didn't look my part, because that's what people have to look at. And that would be considered a disrespect if I was like, dressed like in sweatpants.
That's my school. That's where I was brought up. It's the very European one.
Yeah, I loved that. And my mom used to teach that to us, my sister and I, since we were little children. My mom was always like, if there is, button missing on your shirt, or if there is a little hole in your stitching somewhere, you don't wear that until it's repaired, right? And if it's beyond repair, then you toss it, you give away that stuff and you buy new. But you would never go out with like something that's not 100% in shape.
But they also, as you said, they buy quality. They don't buy mass. Right? You may see them in the same clothing over and over again, but each time it's the way they carry themselves. Right? In Europe, back in my day when I was traveling there, navy blue was very big in Spain and in Italy, a crisp white shirt, and it may be something that says just like what a lot of people wore, but it's again the confidence that they wore it in, the simple makeup as the hair, but it's also the way they presented themselves. And it is, as you said, in respect of what other people are seeing. I want you to meet me on that same level. So this is my level of presentation.
Yes, exactly. And a friend of mine who is also being interviewed on the series had a really good point. She said, our face is our business card.
It is.
So, how do you want people to perceive you? And do you want a new business? Because if you show them that you don't care, then they will not care to do business with you.
Right. It's they say that what was it, the 30-second rule, it's 55% of what you're wearing, and it's not the Armani suit, is how confident, clean and presentable are you. 37% is your tone of voice. Is it inviting? And it's only 7% is your content. Nobody's going to get to your content if they haven't bought the first two. Right? And so how you present yourself to people, the smile, the engagement, of the eyes, the invitation to open and converse, and the tone of voice of the platform in which that you wish to communicate with.
Yes.
Right now, people are ready to hear your content.
Yes, and what's also important is how we speak. Are we are we speaking with confidence, and are we speaking like, I don't want to so as women, we really need to give away some words that we are used to saying. So no profanities,
Right.
no yeah, no words that don't serve us, and we all know what they are, right? So just the quality of our speech, that's also important to cultivate, because we want to present ourselves as best as possible when we meet someone for the first time, or around people we meet at, all the time, at our jobs, at home, at our neighborhood, our communities. We want to be perceived certain ways, so that is also important, that culture, that speaking culture.
We talked about the reality shows of the top model and this and that. And, one of the reasons I love them is, taking that person in their rarity and showing them that inner beauty, which comes out not just on the exterior, but the confidence, the beautiful confidence that comes out in them. And there's the difference, like in these singing shows, where you've got people that sing perfectly and those that sing from the heart. And when you are connected to what you're saying, what you believe in, who you are as a person, what your contribution is, that is the beauty that you're radiating out there. And we see other reality shows where it's all about plastic surgery, bitching at one another, putting each other down. And quite honestly, as women, we've got to stop doing that. Stop putting yourself down. Stop putting someone else down. If you feel you want to reach out and help someone, it's not, well, you need to do this. It isn't, have you tried that? This worked for me. Be invitational, be inspirational. But this put down of each other, put down of ourselves, there's nothing confident or sexy about that at all.
Or gossiping.
Yeah.
Gossip is another one. It's ladies have certain standards.
Yes.
And if we want to be taken seriously, we need to meet those standards.
A little decorum out there, right?
Exactly.
And that's, we look at certain, movie stars that may not have what we call the classic beauty, but their sheer presence is so beautiful. That is what makes them beautiful, the way they carry themselves beyond their roles, who they are, what they stand for. That's what makes them so beautiful. That's also what gives them the longevity. And in any business and in any transaction that we're doing, in any relationship, coming with your authenticity of your inner beauty, of what you stand for, with no apology. This is what is going to engage other people. So having all of these tips from all of these people on how to gain our inner and outer beauty, have them match. Because as I said, you can paint someone, but then they're just a picture if they're not wearing it from the inside out. If that confidence is coming out from the inside, and the makeup and the hair is reflecting that, then this is a person who places value upon themselves. This is a person that I wish to engage with. We've got to also remember, though, it's not about the ego, right? No. It's about self-pride, self-confidence, but it's not about, at the moment it gets to that ego where I'm more important than you've missed the boat somewhere along the line. So, but, we're meant to be beautiful people. We are beautiful people. And step into your beauty, and don't be apologetic about it, because beauty is something that we all need in this world. It's something we crave, and it comes in all different shades and all different colors and all different perspectives, but it comes from that inner beautiful confidence that reflects out.
Self-acceptance.
Yes.
Being there for others, being a great listener, and paying forward, and just being there for others. That's where it is. That's where the connection happens. And that's where people see us, who we really are inside. So
don't sell yourself short. And please, a big word, don't compare.
Yeah.
I want to look like a Cardassian, but you're as skinny as a rake. No, no butt implants or anything else. You actually, what you want, you don't want to look like the Cardassian. You want the Cardassian's confidence. So do what you need to do to invest in yourself to find your own confidence, and then you'll realize you're just as gorgeous, right? In your own light.
Absolutely. It's an inner work.
It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you've got to participate. You're not going to get results without action.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? And so 21 people coming on, sharing their wisdom. And is this a paid summit or is it a free one?
It's absolutely free. Anyone who feels inspired, who feels like they want to learn new things, jump on, and you get to watch, you get to receive the gifts. It's free.
Absolutely. And as I said, summit party. Get your other friends on watching it at the same time, and you can have a Zoom and or watch it on your own, and then meet together afterwards in whatever way you can and discuss it, because that discussion is going to give you different insights. What did you learn from? Oh, I didn't get that, but that's a good point. Oh yeah, that I didn't realize it was speaking to me in that way. And when we share it with other people, we clarify, we understand better. So if you want to keep it to yourself, this is your own private journey, that's fine. But if you could share it with someone else, do so. Because isn't life about sharing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Together we rise.
Yes, only together. And this is the great invitation in the world right now, is togetherness, is coming together in unison. We know that we have to change ourselves, our practices, the way we consume, the way we interact in life. The era of war, the era of hate, the era of opulence and greed is over. We just don't want it anymore. What this has taught us at this present moment, this virus, is that everybody's vulnerable, no matter who you are or where you're from, and that only in respect of each other and the coming together of each other can we rise from this better than we did before. So, here is a summit that's going to give you the tools and skills to enhance yourself, so that when you do get back out there again, it's like I am on a different confidence level now of my own beauty, inside and out. So how do people sign up for this?
Oh, there is a link. Very simple. There is a link that you get to click on. You get to put your name in so we know what to call you. And then you put your email in so we know where to send you all the content. And then you click the button, get access, and you are in, and you'll be receiving, for 21 days, you'll be receiving 21 emails, one a day, with a wonderful interview and a wonderful gift.
And when do these start?
These start on 11th of May. So from 11th of May until the end of May. May 31st is the last day. And like I said, you can watch it from wherever you're at. You can listen to it, you can watch it, you can get together with girls and watch it. It's at the palm of your hand. It's online.
Right.
So
on your treadmill as you're walking, in the bath, you can listen to it.
Walk to the park, wherever.
Yeah, exactly. There's the whole thing. That's the whole beautiful thing about, podcasts and summits, etc., is that it's accessible wherever you want to be. You can hear it, whether you see it or whether you listen to it. It doesn't matter. And can people sign up for it now?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The link is available, and we'll...
What is the link, love?
It's so www.linkupwithlenka.com/face/summit.
So link up with Lenka, LENKA.com, face/summit.
Yes, and there's a dash between, so face-forward-summit.
Right. Okay, and we have the link right here on our show posting, so folks don't forget to go to selfdiscoverymedia.com and simply put in Lenka Wallace, and you'll see her show come up, and all the information is there. You can click right on it. You can also go to her site and see what else she's got there, her Facebook, her LinkedIn, and get to hear, get to see what else that she's doing out here. And if you want to have a session with her as well, if people want to have a session with you and want to talk to you about the regime of the makeup, is there a different place that they go to?
Yeah, so on my Facebook, my Link Up with Lenka page on Facebook, we have a scheduling link for that. If you just want to book a coffee with me and chat about your skin and what we can do. we can do that, or there is another website that I can send you to. So if you go to my website, you'll find a link where to click, and they'll take you through the whole skin evaluation. You can do it at the comfort of your home. It takes 2 minutes. And then the doctors that I work with, the dermatologists that I work with, will send you recommended skincare regimen, and then we get to talk about how to use it, how to apply it, what's the best step by step for you, for your routine.
Right. So the actual site is linkupwithlenka.com. And so you can see all the other information on there, and Facebook coach Lenka. And, it's all about, it just taking some time for yourself right now. This is the gift that you've been given right now. You realize that you were so busy that you ended up doing much. And that when you slow down, you become more productive and you get more done. And you're going to do that by fortifying, feeding, and nurturing yourself first. And as you said, the way people look at you, as you said, the calling card, your business card, it also says, how do you take care of yourself? How confident are you? It's the same thing if a janitor did not look after the premises of a business, and people go in and see litter and dirt and everything everywhere. They go, oh gosh, I don't want to deal with this company.
Yeah.
Right. But it's your same way you present yourself. And it doesn't mean you have to wear anything expensive. It does not mean that you have to be bells and whistles and glitter. It's all about the confidence and the sophistication of how you present yourself. But it's that confidence. And the more you can, put on a good face, literally, look after your skin. Don't forget your skin's with you to the day you die. This is the casing we're in. We can't take it off and put another one on. We have facelifts, but then you end up, looking like that, like the Joker. So
Right.
if you take care of your skin now, your face will take care of you and everything else that you do. So it's important to do.
Very
Right.
well said. I agree. Can't agree more.
And we do like to look at beautiful things. And again, it's not about the shape of your face or black, white, pink, yellow polka dot. It's not about that. It's about that inner glow. It's about, that this canvas, whether it's just got one flower on it or a field of flowers, it's about how are you being invitational? Are you inviting people to engage with you on whatever level, whether you're out there dating, or whether you're out there doing business, or whether you're just out there just trying to connect with people? Be inviting. And that invitation is your glow, right?
Absolutely.
So what would you like to lead the audience with?
Insight. You already know who you are. You already know how amazing you are. You already know how capable you are. Let the world see it. Let the world see it by falling in love with it and not being scared, not being afraid to shine, to express yourself in the best light you can. So do take good care of yourself. You will feel better and you will show up as someone people want to be around.
Yeah, absolutely. Most certainly. So once again, folks, just go to linkupwithlenka.com/face-forward-summit. Sign up now. Remember, it's free. This is coming to you free. Very, very generous. 21 people sharing their time, their expertise with you for free, so that you can embrace yourself inside and out and live a more fruitful and abundant life. So out of sheer respect, listen to them because they're giving you their time free. Thank you so much, Lenka. This has been beautiful. And thank you so much for including me in the summit as well. It was an absolute delight and I'm very proud to be a part of it. And, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but what do we fall in love with people? We fall in love with the glow that comes from within, and it matches on the outside even better. So let's all start glowing.
Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it, and I am honored to have you on our show, and I can wait for it to air so that we can all see what you have to say on the topic.
Yeah. And I can't wait to listen to all the other people too. You know, that we can always learn. I think when we stop learning, we stop living. Life is about exploration. It is about wonderment. Don't rest on your laurels. It doesn't mean you've got to constantly better yourself. It just means that there's always something else to learn in that wonderment that keeps you alive and keeps you moving forward, right? So face forward and off you go. Until next time, folks, please do tune into the summit, listen and learn from all the people that have gone before, and realize you do need to invest time in yourself in order to get out what you really want yourself to be and what you want your life to be. Until next time, bye for now. We hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to bringing you more shows. Please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows and you will see the incredible lineup of genres and shows that we have for you. We are here to make a difference in your life. Thank you for listening.